Okay, so again, like we talked about, Brand is a difficult matchup because whenever you walk up, he's gonna W you, and then if you go against his combo off right, you're basically like super low HP. So then it kind of comes down to ADCs because, well, if he blows his spells, one hook and he's dead, right? So it's not like the game is unplayable, and like I said, it's a Diamond 4 Brand, which means if you just, obviously if there's a wave, right? If you just stand in between that wave, he's just gonna W you, right, from there. And he's gonna fuck up the wave control for his ADC. That's gonna happen almost every time in Diamond, because those brands really wanted to get with that damage off, right? So
But if he does that, it means the wave's gonna push towards you because like he
yeah,
damages the minions.
yeah, exactly.
But you don't want that, right? Because then they have more minions than you, which makes it more difficult to actually fight them.
But you want that because you don't want to, especially if you're playing with Kai'Sa ADC, and you're playing into something brand like a brand which is a lane bully, even if you didn't have a Kai'Sa ADC, but especially with a Kai'Sa, Vayne, anything that scales like Tristana, something that scales, and clearly it scales Jhin, right? Because Jhin is not a scaling ADC, right? If you're playing with a champion like that, you want the wave to push into you, even if you're not playing with a champion like that. When you're playing into Brand as Thresh, you want the wave pushed into you as often as possible, because what that allows you to do is essentially, if you're under turret and the Brand is here, right? This is Brand, this is the turret, right? This is shit drawings. Okay, I'm gonna just draw this. So T, this is turret, minions here, right? Next to the turret. Brand is right here, and this is T, mini T, which is Thresh, right? If he wants to walk up and poke you, he's basically one hook away from dying 100%, right? He's very gankable.
Yeah, if you hook him,
yeah,
because of his passive, he will always take aggro.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you see how that works, and plus he's very gankable, especially if you play something that sets up ganks, sets up ganks extremely well, which Thresh does because of a hook and thingy, but hook and the flay, but also lantern, which means ganking from behind the turret is like really easy, right? Because if he's pushed up, the jungler doesn't need to go through the river. He can just come behind you and you can just W him. Like, this is the turret, right? This is you. Jungler, this is like, the whole fucking thingy, the lane, right? Jungler just comes like right here. You press your lantern right here. He takes the lantern. Brand is right here. You literally flash on top of him as the jungler is flying with the lantern. He's 100% dead, right? Plus, again, you're playing into a lane bully, right? So if he pushes, if he just keeps fucking up his wave for the enemy ADC, right? Well, you can just look to outscale him, which most of the time you're gonna do outscale him because it's a lane bully, which means he doesn't scale that well. Which Brand obviously scales, but like, in this matchup,
like he needs to get ahead early, right?
Yeah, I'm
to be able to skill.
Yeah,
like, if he doesn't get ahead early, he's gonna be useless.
Yeah, it depends on the team comp. In this specific team comp, yes, because they have another AP dealer, right? Which means if you're just gonna build a bit of a mart, he's gonna be useless if he doesn't get ahead, right? But right, like if they didn't have any AP, he would be useful anyways because he just needs one item to get his passive off, right? With his ulti and all that in fights, but like obviously you're gonna have a mart, which means he's gonna have diminishing returns over time, right? Does that make sense? So like when you're playing into that, like this is how you play this matchup out. Now another thing is never take Ignite into this matchup ever. Let me see what you do typically. I'm guessing you just always take Ignite.
I like almost always. I should take Exhaust sometimes.
So like, let me look for some games here. So like this is 100% an Exhaust game.
That's the talent.
Yeah, obviously because of the talent, but also how are you make use of Ignite against Zilli and Corki? Like, this is escapable, right? Because he has escape, and then post 6 is just unkillable. And you pick Ignite for the laning phase, right? But if you have Exhaust, then obviously, well, Exhaust is useful throughout the game, and especially if they have like a Talon, right? Talon, Garen gets completely countered by Exhaust. Obviously, any ADC gets countered by Exhaust, right? Like, Ignite doesn't do much out of the laning phase, right? So like here,
I like Ignite when they have like the game above it. Above the one with
this?
Yeah. Like, because they have Mundo, Aatrox.
So they have Mundo, Aatrox, and Diana and Lulu too. So that's like a good Ignite game because, well, that's just like a ton of healing, right?
Yeah.
But that's a situational game. They have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then lifesteal. So basically 5 people get countered by Ignite in some way, right? I guess Lulu not so much, but like still. So like at least 3 to 4 people. That's obviously a good Ignite game. But like, I'm sure at least 2 of these were not good Ignite. Like, this is not a good Ignite game. This is not a good Ignite game. There is no reason to be going Ignite here because, well, you have Vayne, which means you're not going to be playing for the lane most of the time. They have Jinami, which is a very pokey lane. Like, you're never going to make use of this Ignite unless they make a huge mistake and just, like, you hook on Nami, right? But, like, that exhaust is obviously more useful for roams, for out-of-lane stuff and all that stuff. And obviously, if somebody like Camille manages to get ahead, the only way you're going to stop it is not through Ignite, it's through exhaust. If he goes on the Vayne, if he just ults the Vayne, exhaust makes it like useless for a bunch of time, right? Like for
so Ignite, you take Ignite mostly when you were playing for the lane.
Yeah. When you play for the lane, you always take Ignite. When you play for the game, if they have assassins, if they have backline divers, all that stuff, you just take exhaust every time.
Okay.
So there's that. Now, what else do we have here? I mean, going back to that game.
Yeah, like I hit, like I finished Diamond 4 last season. I had like a really good start. I hit Diamond 3 with 70% win rate, and then like I don't know, it just tanked, right? It went down. I started losing way more games, and yeah, like I don't know. I went back to Diamond 4. Like I'm Diamond 4 now, but like I switched between D4, D3 like a lot. I don't know. I did a lot of duo games with somebody, like not on mic, just like I found some guy. I played with him like 3 times without duoing, and then we just added each other and we played a bunch of games. Like since I started playing with him, my win rate went really low.
Let me introduce you to someone.
I don't want to blame, but like I feel like a lot of times I get AD carries ahead and they can't carry, right? Like I mean, there's some responsibility in me, right, to like allow my AD carry to carry when he's ahead. But yeah.
I mean, okay, so not playing as Thresh, AD carry is most of the time not your number one option. Roaming should be always your number one option. Getting good vision off and playing with your jungler should almost always be your number one option, unless you're playing something like, unless you're playing with something like a Kais, you know, that you can, if you can get like ahead, she can carry. But obviously, right, if you look at other games, right, if like this is a good game where you need to play for your ADC, right? But like this is a game where you should be playing for your mid the whole time because Jhin doesn't need any help from you, right? You should be playing with your jungler, right? Because with Fiddlesticks he can just go over the walls with his ulti and set up good 3v1s in mid lane or even top lane, right? Like there are some games where like your ADC most of the games your ADC shouldn't even be your priority as Thresh. You have like much more roaming power than any other support besides like Bard. But now going back to the thing I talked about, which is I mean to the thing you talked about where you said 70% and you went down, right? That's just called law of averages. Like it's impossible to keep up 70% win ratio, or then you just be the best player in the world because nobody has 70%, right? So you went up, you skyrocketed to D3, and now you're back to where you started, right? Which is Diamond 4, which is exactly where you finished the last season, right?
Yeah.
So like this is just basic law of averages. That's literally that's all there is. Like dual queue games don't help you because you get used to playing with your duo partner, you get complacent, and also when you're duo queuing, I think there is an MMR gap in between teams if they don't have a duo queue as well on their team. They're gonna have more higher MMR players to compensate for the fact that you're duo queue, right?
Yeah.
And now going back to this game, so like there's a lot of factors, but like it's just basic law of averages. So going back to this game, okay? So never take bone plating into a brand or like Lux or anything like that. Like this is so easy to pop by them. I would never even take bone plating into anything but Leona or Nautilus, because any ADC can just pop this with one auto. Any range support can pop this with one auto, right?
Yeah.
Like the much better option is either conditioning in a lot of matchups, but into brand a much better option is second wind.
Yeah, I take second wind with like really hard poke lanes, but I like bone plating also reduces brand passive damage because it takes multiple times.
Right? But you know you can just literally walk up auto you want, or a Jhin can cast his W once. Like if you're playing into a good brand, what's gonna happen? You're never gonna have it up ever. In any bot lane, you're never gonna have this up if they have 2 ranged champions, because it just takes one spell, one auto, one anything to pop that bone plating. And then there's a 45-second window where they can trade you. It's like you're
so you only take it when they also have the hard engage.
Yeah, so Leona or Nautilus. You don't even take it into something like a Brom or something like a, I don't know, like Rel or something, because even if they have to hard engage, they don't really burst like in at one instance the way like Leona does, right? And like it's because it's still easy to take, like even if you pick bone plating into something like a Leona, it's still so easy for ADC to walk up and auto you once, or like just cast one spell and just like you lost it. It's useless, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you just read the conditioning, just like if this doesn't sound OP to you, like I don't know what to say. Like this is really fucking good for a support.
Yeah, but that's 12 minutes. Like
Yeah.
there's so much happens before 12 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, of course, but like this is still more useful than this. And like there's so much that happens before 12 minutes, yes, but games are often decided post 12 minutes. Like, would you rather have +9 armor, plus magic resist, plus the 5%, all that, right? Or would you just not have anything at all? Because this, like, if you're playing against me, if I'm the brand, you're never gonna have this up ever. Ever in a million years. Like, I'm just looking at your portrait as it's about to come up. I just walk up and auto you once, and you lose it before it even like fully comes up. So it's like, like that's just useless. Like for it to work, the enemy has to be bad. Like that's how it has to work out.
Well, this is Diamond 4, so.
Yeah, but like that's not something you should be relying on, right? Like that's like result-based analysis. You should be playing to the most efficient way, because if the brand happens to be good, which you can't control whether he's good or not, right? Like it doesn't take a genius to just pop your bone plating, right? But if he happens to think that far, you just instantly lost. So like, but if you take this, there's no way for him to just counter it, right? Or obviously into Brand, I would take this second wind instead of the other one because it's Brand, right?
Yeah.
Overgrowth.
Yeah, second wind, like if there's like an Astra Yumi and stuff like that, I always take second winds.
Yumi's like, I would never take second wind into Yumi. Like she has way too many mana issues to be considered a poke champion, and she never auto attacks you. Like Yumi's actually a champion you could do bone plating into because she can't pop it as easily. Because if she wants to pop it, she's gonna get off her ADC, but she's gonna obviously be able to see, right? But then again, I would just go conditioning because like it's so easy to pop it for the ADC, right? And then like Ezreal, yeah, he's a poke champion, but like if you just stand behind your minions, he's not that scary as a poke champion. He's like really weak in the meta as well. Now, next thing is Overgrowth. I think this is like the worst rune this season, honestly. If we're being like 100% honest, I think this is like by this time you at most had 200 HP extra from this. And now look at this. A pull and 99% slow, no CC, a stun and a pull, stun and the fucking pull, whatever it's called, a snare, a stun, right? And
oh, you want the tenacity?
Yeah, I'll get to which one we go where. So like unflinching would be so much better because like like that 10% against the Darius slow is already huge, but then you add in like stuff like the other like hard CCs they have on their team, right? Which obviously is good for you because tenacity is like if you have more tenacity, you can engage more often. You can you can fight prolonged fights, and obviously you can soak up more CC. And instead of what, like I can tell you what happens right now when you engage. You go in, right? They just like blow one fucking CC on you, and then they just pile you and you die. Like that's probably what happens 7 out of 10 times you engage them when it's like a bad engage. But like this allows you to play a bit more because obviously it's tenacity isn't as lethal, right? Which means you can get off your spells and stuff. This tree is all fine, I think. And then obviously you basically never go this on Thresh, like ever. Yeah. And Overgrowth, like if they have no hard CC, there is no reason to go on flinching. You can go Overgrowth then, right? But like this is good. This is like exactly how I would have it, to be honest. Now this is, I think this is terrible if we're being honest. Like what is the point of this on Thresh?
Well, I normally take 2 adaptive force, 1 armor if they don't have any magic damage, because you just clap them so hard.
Like adaptive force on Thresh.
If you walk up level 1 with your E fully stacked and 2 adaptive force, you just clap them for like 150 damage. It's so broken. Like I've so many times I've killed them level 1 because of the adaptive force.
So you're basically relying on some cheese, right? You should realize that most people are running these apps that tell them exactly what runes you have, and like if anybody's at this level, I expect them to fully check their opponent's runes and just be like, okay, this guy has adaptive force, I'm not gonna fight him. But like, instead of relying on some bullshit cheese to get you to Diamond 4, how about you rely on actually playing the game the right way and like learning how to properly use your champion? Because this cooldown reduction is huge for you. Like, there's so many opportunities where like I don't need to explain why cooldown reduction on Thresh is like huge. Ability haste, whatever it's called now, right?
Yeah.
Like, there is no reason for me to explain to like why this is insane for you, right? Like, entering fights, reusing your spells in fights, all that stuff, right? This is useful throughout the whole game, not just level 1, right? And like, this is basically like, again, relying on the enemies to be like completely fucking blindfolded by like blindsided and just be like, okay, whatever, he's running whatever, right? Like, if you're going up against me, I'm just instantly checking like what you runes you have, like what's your setup. Like, I even what I do is I go to people's past games and see like their if they changed their runes recently and see like if they're adaptive to shit, or they're just like running the same shit all the time, and like see like what their thought process, what they're maxing and all that, right? And that's how I play my lane phase, and then I know exactly how to approach it, because some people be fucking maxing some dumb shit. Like, I'll see some guy maxing like E on Thresh, you know what I mean? I'm like, this guy's fucking stupid, right? Like, or I can basically tell you take E most games at level 1, right? Which,
Yeah, almost like
yeah,
90% of games.
yeah, but do you ever, but like, I like what I need to do in game is I need to click on your icon, right, and see like if you have the thingy charging up, right? You know what I mean? The passive. But like, if you don't take it instantly, I'm not gonna know that. But like, if I just go to your PGG, I'm gonna instantly know that you take E most of the time.
I take it like if I'm leashing, I take it. I level E 10 seconds before the buff spawns, because then you get the full charge.
Oh, fuck that! Don't do that. No, don't take it before. Like, you don't take it until you get into the laning phase. Out like, you don't start.
You basically do 2 auto attacks, right?
Yeah, so and you tank for the jungler. That's all you need to do. Just tank the first 2 hits, and then because you have a health regen in the first 2 hits, so you're like still autoing, and then you just leave, right? Like, and then they don't know what you started with, because if you give them the information that you started with E, right, they obviously are gonna play more passive, and that means your whole cheese strat is just useless, right? Like, there is no reason why I'm walking up to a Thresh level 1 when he started E. I'll check, okay, so his fucking passive is charged up, this is charged up, this is red, right? So I'm gonna be like, okay, we'll just wait for him to pop this, right? But like, if I don't...
Don't look at my past games where I go 2 adaptive forces.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but don't.
Like it's so strong, actually. Like, you do so much damage early, but yeah, I understand that it doesn't do anything for you late game.
Yeah, it doesn't do for you.
The ability haste does.
Yeah.
And what you said, like, if the enemies actually like pay attention,
yeah,
they will not walk up to me.
You will never get past D1 if you just basically like rely on some cheese bullshit that's like just take double adaptive force, beat them level 1. Like, yeah, go and find the Draven do, and you can rely on that. Like, that's the only way you're actually gonna climb if you're serious about running some double adaptive force bullshit, right? Like, that's just me being 100% honest. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to like knock on your skills or anything like that. It's just like,
it's fine. Like, just be honest with me.
Yeah, like being honest, that's fucking garbage. Like, what you're doing, like being completely fucking honest. Like, rely on playing the game the right way, and you're gonna see how many more opportunities you actually have to use your champion. You're limiting yourself. You realize that, right? Like, if your Q cooldown late game is like 11 seconds, it could be 8 seconds if you like just put your runes the right way. If you like have all your tenacity shit, all that, right? Yeah, you're building the right way, all that shit. That's an extra 3 seconds of like interval. You know what I mean? So just limiting yourself to like less engages, less disengages with your lanterns, all that bullshit, right? Like, you're not making use of your one-trick champion, which is basically your one-trick champ. Not making use of your one-trick champion to the maximum capability because you want to use some cheese bullshit. It can work, definitely. Like, first and foremost, you have Kai'Sa. Like, what are you gonna do level 1?
Yeah, like this game, yeah, it's actually bad.
Yeah, most games it's bad unless you have Draven. Like,
yeah,
like this is a good game to go double adaptive force because you have this hoe. Like, this is like one of a few good examples. But like, you're not gonna go into Lulu Caitlyn with that. Like, they're never gonna fight you. They're just gonna kite you the whole time because they have more range, right? And they have fucking Lulu buffs, right? Like, this is a good game to like potentially take the adaptive force, but like, it's still not worth it. Like, relying on this cheese is still not worth it unless you have like 100% guaranteed kills, which is Kalista Draven basically. Any questions?
No, I see.
Okay, so now let's get into the game. So let's see what you do here. So this is fine. Like, not much to see here. Is anything? So okay, so you see, this is an issue. Like, why are you not tanking this for him? Like, you have health regen, right?
Yeah.
So by the time you get into the lane, if you just tank 1 hit, it's gonna be back to full HP. If you tank 2 hits, it's gonna be back to like this, or like right here, something like that, right? But like, there is no reason to not be tanking this. Instead, you just like Like, and trust me, she's gonna be fucking grateful for it. So you might actually get jungle ganks at some point in the game if you actually like properly leash them and all that stuff. It's gonna make her life much easier, right?
Yeah.
And you don't lose anything. Okay, so what do you do with the wave level 1? Okay, so
Yeah, like I walk up like a retard here and just like lose half my health. I wanted to just like play out, like that's my cheese. Level 1, walk up, play out to attack if I can, and they just lose so much health. But instead, I lose half my health.
I mean, can you tell me what went wrong here?
I was like I took minion damage. Like I took so much extra damage.
I mean, yeah, I
Like-
mean, I like a silver could tell me they took extra damage, right? But like you're a diamond player, you should be knowing like what you should have not done this play and like what you should have done differently. And I'll tell you afterwards. If you cannot tell me, I'll just tell you right now.
Well, I like my Kai'Sa's farming, so I'm basically 1v2 walking.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So like first and foremost, you don't help her with pushing the wave level 1. That's a fucking issue for a support. You should be
But
helping.
she Qs, right? She wants to like they're gonna be low at the same time, those minions, because
Wait,
they
wait,
didn't
wait.
get here early.
Exactly.
And she just
Wait,
used to kill them, right?
wait,
That's like
wait. Can I get here? This
like
is
those,
not
those
good
three
yet. This is
main
not good
minions
yet.
will die at like she can
But this
just
is-
Q them, right?
But listen, if you auto this once and she autos these two, or like she auto these two, right? And if you auto this, she can already Q this, and then the wave starts pushing into them.
But if I alter that one, my relic shield will proc, or my shoulder guard will proc.
It won't proc. Yeah, what's this?
It's half HP. It's less than half HP.
What's
Like
this?
oh yeah, like when I immediately get to lane, I could yeah. Like if I auto attack it right now, yeah.
Okay, so she obviously wants to push, and this is your cue for pushing. Like this is where you should push. That's number one thing. Okay. I told you it wouldn't proc. Like right now it would proc, but like.
Yeah.
Well, see, like this would not be alive if you just helped her, right? And now you're in a shit stain of a spot because look at where Kai'Sa is and look at where you are. Like right now you have no agency whatsoever. Like walking up here would be like the worst decision ever because you're just gonna be in a 1v2 fight for no reason.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you did. And now you have no bone plating, which how useful was it?
Not useful.
I mean, no, it actually was pretty useful.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
it was.
it blocked a little bit. But
Yeah, no, here it was pretty useful because they didn't proc it like they didn't like use the window of your bone plating to like give themselves some like a buffer time to like actually take a better trade. But like now you have 45 seconds of no bone plating, so now this is like where you're just gonna lose the lane now.
Yeah, but right now I was like thinking, okay, I fucked up. I lost half my health. We're not gonna be able to push them to them. Like we lost the ability to get level 2 first, right? Because like we would have to walk up and hit the minions, and we just die. So we just basically have to let them push and hit level 2 first. We just have to play safe and basically pray for a jungler.
Okay, so here's one thing. Okay, if that's your thought process, why did you hit this minion here?
Sorry, what did you say?
If that was your thought process, where you're like the way we can't control the wave, we wanted to push into us, right? Why did you hit
I
this?
think it was like it was a little bit later than that, not right here. I think.
You did hit this minion. I 100% know you did.
Yeah, see, I wanted to walk up and play for some reason.
Like, now, right now, if I'm Jin, I'll just start laughing because you just basically gave them the free opportunity to come up here and set up a freeze or a slow push because, well, now there's less of your minions than theirs, right? Which means it's gonna like it's either gonna slow push or if they can stagnate it, it's gonna like slowly. It can even be slowly ascended into a freeze on like wave 4, but like most likely slow push because it's quite difficult to do that.
But
like
this is like something that like if they were really good, they would have punished us really really hard here, but they didn't.
But like, why did you do that? Like, what was the thought process behind hitting that minion? Like, it's not about what they are. We're playing as if they're challenger. Like, if we rely on them being like playing like silvers, right? We're never gonna climb above a certain elo where they actually start using their brains, right? And that could be
I think, like I use it to heal. Like it heals a little bit. Maybe that's what I thought. Or I was just autopiloting. I don't know. But I do see why it's a bad decision to hit that minion.
Since when does it heal?
But it used to heal.
It used to heal in like season 7, yes. But and other main support, and I know this.
Yeah.
So like, Like, see, stuff like this is like... How many games have you, like, tried to heal with it?
I don't actively try to heal with it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think I just autopiloted it or something.
But like you said, you tried to heal, so you're just basically lying to me now. That's what's happening.
No,
It's like, just tell me, like, if you weren't thinking something, just tell me you weren't thinking something. Don't try to, like, come up with a reason here, you know what I mean? Like...
I'll be honest. I don't know why I hit that main. Maybe I don't.
Yeah,
know.
that's okay.
There could be multiple reasons at the time, but I just don't remember what.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You don't know. That's it. Like don't like.
But I'd say that could be the it could be the because I I did still think it would have healed, but now I know it doesn't.
Well, that's good. Now we know, right? I mean, this is a very fun laning phase to review.
But this is like we made that mistake by hitting the minion, but they didn't punish by letting it slow push. So we're not in like a really that terrible position. Like, I mean, it could be much worse. Right?
You know where the jungler is, so you know you're not in a terrible position at all. I actually don't know.
Yeah, that ward was like not necessary, but I was looking at the map, I think.
That's fine.
Because if I looked at the map, I would have seen Italy, and then I wouldn't have to place that ward. Because the wave was big enough to like try a cheese dive. Because if Italy hits like a max range spear on any of us, we just pop.
Yeah, it's all good. If I don't call it something, that means you didn't do anything wrong. Like right here, there's nothing for you to do, to be honest.
Yeah, we saw a jungler here, and we.
Yeah, but you don't go here. Okay, he just
like he walked up.
Yeah, he just. But I mean, like if he doesn't just troll here, you don't go here because, well, chances of you actually killing them are like 0, and she's gonna end up losing away with like if he didn't just suicide there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like that happened, so like. Okay, so now
we hard shoved this wave, right?
Yeah, and then you just back.
Yeah,
there's not much else to do. Okay, so...
Yeah, I'm running to display up in jungle.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all fine. If I don't say anything, that means you're not doing anything wrong. Like, I'm a bit questioning this build, but it's fine. Like, this is okay.
Like, I want to rush Mobies, but I can't. I don't have enough gold for Mobies.
You should have went for...
I have like 700 gold, so I go a cloth armor.
You should have went for a control ward, not fucking potion. You have biscuits on their own, and also this is kind of unnecessary because your main damage comes from Brand, and if they come for a gank, it's Nidalee, right? You don't really take damage from Jhin because, you know, he doesn't deal as much damage as Brand.
And he's gonna be focusing the Kai'Sa if there's an actual fight.
I mean, both of them would focus Kai'Sa, but like, just a poke. We're talking about like poke, like where does the cloth armor come in? It's like, you would want a control ward before anything else.
But if it was, like, I don't know, an Astro or something, the cloth armor would be good. Because he will be
depends. I mean, depends on how you play the lane. Like, it's really easy to avoid Ezreal's poke here. Like, so this is where you shouldn't even be here, to be honest. You should be out of vision. Like, if we rewind here, right?
Oh yeah, you're gonna cringe in 1 second, by the way.
So here you should be out of vision because, okay, so here's the thing, okay? So they obviously still have the lane pressure, right? But they have no idea where Sejuani is, or they either have no idea where Sejuani is, or they know she's bot side. Which, it's unlikely they know, but there is a chance they know. So if you just go out of vision here, right? They're obviously gonna relieve the pressure because they think she might be ganking, right? Because, like, why would you else go out of vision randomly, right? And then Kai'Sa's gonna have some breathing room. Like, you're just doing nothing here. Like, achieving nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. I hate this fucking camera.
Yeah, you're gonna cringe right now. Like, this is I don't know, I just always fail this play. Like, I throw the lantern not over the wall.
Yeah, I figured. It's fine. It doesn't...
And then Nidalee shows up. Like, I'm trying to help the Kai'Sa right here.
Yeah, that's good. Like, if I don't say anything...
I wanted to disengage, but, like, I don't know, Sejuani was like a hero or something.
Wait, what are you trying to do now? Okay,
like, Sejuani went in, so I wanted to, like, try and help.
Okay, so let's look at this. So you're doing everything fine here. Everything is fine. Okay, she goes against 3 people.
You see me walking away because I want to disengage.
Yeah, and now watch this. She's obviously gonna die. Why? She's already fucking dead, 100%. Like, what are you trying to do up there? Like, just leave at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a bit slow to react to things. Oh, it's actually turns out not that bad for you.
Yeah,
Like,
and I didn't have to take that kill.
it's fine.
That's
Like
Kai's
it's okay. It's fine. Like nobody's gonna blame you for that. Like if somebody blames you for taking a kill in Diamond Deal, they're just like trolling.
Yeah, it's normally not kills that people care about, but shutdown. Like if you take a shutdown, people do get mad.
I mean, it depends on what the sizeables, what's the size of the shutdown is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Russian
if you
mob
like
is here
take a
is fine.
1k shutdown, people do get mad.
I would get mad too if it's like a big kill and you take a 1k shutdown as Thresh, I would get mad. This is okay so far, like nothing out of ordinary. So you're setting up for the Dragon Vision, and this is where I stop. You have Trinket up. You had controller, but you put it down here, right?
I put it, I put it in the Drake pit.
So this is okay, but like when you're going for this dragon, you need to go up and ward these entrances here. You can even ward for mid here if they decide to like come this way, the set and all that, right? But like, this needs to be warded. There is no reason for you to be here instead of right here warding and then coming back, because right now you're taking dragon on complete non-vision and you have trinket up. Like
but
that's
the controller does tell us that they don't know we're doing it right. So
see, that's like a low elo thinking, because you're like, oh, we didn't have vision, so they don't know. Oh, so now I'm niddly. Okay, so I haven't seen Tejan in a while. She should have cleared her bot side, logically, because her blue would be spawning, right? Which she has cleared her bot side, right? Thresh is not on the map for like 30 fucking seconds now. He should be back in lane, but he's not. I wonder what they're up to. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that you're doing Dragon right now. It's like this is actually a really good example. Like, this is what all the like coaches tell top laners, just to like push out and go take a herald. It's never gonna work in like Diamond Elo, because they're just obviously gonna go and check it. Like, it's just common sense to go and check this. Especially also this is up, so like it doesn't take like much to just walk up and literally pop it once. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason why enemy support should not be walking this way to get vision. And then they know, and then you're stuck in a fight, or the Drake gets stolen, right? There is no reason why, like, there is no downside to you warding this. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely no downside. Not a single one. I'm not sure why I dropped that lantern there, but that's fine.
It's for the, like, I wanted to rotate to the turret, and the lantern picks up the dragon souls.
Ah, yeah, true. That's good. That's something.
I think Sejuani should have been here.
Yeah, yeah. But that's we don't care about her, right? We get more solo XP. Fuck, it's better for us. You know, that's her own fault. Whatever she wants to do, but don't really give a shit about her, right?
Yeah.
Well, drink some water while this is.
But like Kai'Sa died, but that wasn't our fault, right? It was slow pushing to her.
She didn't need to die there because you were taking dragon, and she knew that.
Yeah, and it was slow pushing to her, so she had no reason to like actually walk up.
Yeah.
Like if we left her with a freeze and did dragon, that would be kind of bad for her.
I can tell that Kai'Sa is not very good because she just keeps perma pushing this. And this is not good for you right now to be perma pushing this. She should be letting the wave simmer, let them start pushing, and then you just leave the lane and she's alone on their turret. Like pushing here is so bad for you because you actually have no threat under their turret, right? Because you have Kai'Sa low range ADC against two fucking pokers, right? Like this is gonna be really bad on the turret, right? And you can't gank mid because it's fizzy. That like, if you gank mid here, he loses more than he gains, right?
But like Kai'Sa dying, that tells me that Kai'Sa, like, I don't know, doesn't know she just can play safe, right?
I mean, yeah.
So if I leave her alone, she's just gonna, like, they have a lot of kill, like it's a brand Jhin, right? Like they have to land one ability, and she died. Like
well, I'm not saying you to leave right now. I'm saying she should have let this simmer and then you leave when the wave is there. You don't leave right now.
But like they can poke her down on the turret really easy. Right?
And what are you achieving by being here?
But like if we let them push, like you said, we should have done, then leaving, then Kai'Sa's in a really bad position. Right?
She's not. I'm an ADC main, and I'll tell you right now. This is like a perfect position to be in. If we simmer the wave and they come in and push, and the wave is right here, I'm Kai'Sa. I would scale them by default. I just literally let them push up.
But you get poked down really easily, right, by brand Jhin? Or is it
like
I don't know.
Like you have to like. How does Kai'Sa with her E get poked down really easily? You just have to stay out of the range abilities, let them push in, because they're gonna obviously push the fucking wave, right? There's nothing else for them to do. And you just farm on their turret. They can't dive you. you're getting stuff done on the map, which is way more precious than anything else. And more importantly, she's getting solo XP, which means she's gonna be like level 8 and they're gonna be like just hitting level 7.
Yeah.
Or like she's gonna be like level 9, they're gonna be like level 7. And that's gonna...
Yeah, because I'm level 6, I don't really need XP.
Yeah, you don't need XP post level 3, as I'm gonna tell you right now. Like that, you just don't. Obviously, you need some XP. Don't like think it's just like you just leave the lane and never come back. But like, it's not necessary for you. Like right, this is just bad positioning by you. Like, not sure why you're up there. Like,
no, I baited them. What do you mean?
Like, okay, let's go back here.
Yeah.
Like, there is zero reason why you should be up here. Like, they're just gonna poke you down, and that's it. You just need to leave now, literally, and you just lost this. And but you end up hitting a hook on him while you're snared. Like, just think about that. He literally, you're landing a hook this way, and he just walks into it. I guess it's just 300 IQ then. How does a diamond player not think like step back here?
Diamond players are really good.
Yeah, really good. Top tier gamers.
So yeah, that's just because he missed blade that
Okay,
came out.
I'm gonna tell you this, okay? You obviously pushed here, which is good because she pushed, but like you don't need to push this far. If you just killed him here, you leave the wave here and you back. That's your ideal situation because.
But I wanted to get the stack from my shield card from the cannon.
That doesn't matter. Like,
you want to stack your thing as fast, like you.
I know what
upgrade, right?
I know what it does, but like, listen. Okay, so what you do here is as soon as you kill him, you just go and B, which leaves the wave here, which means you can come back and you can control the wave way much better, which is much more important than stacking the whatever this is. You know what I mean? The ward item.
But
like,
you mean if we boat back now?
Yeah, obviously.
Both. If you boat back, it slow pushes, right?
Yeah, because and then you come back and you break the freeze because you're much stronger, and then you can control the wave from 0. Now what is going to happen? You're going to push in, and Jin is going to farm it all up. So you're going to eat this all up, and he's not going to be able to walk up this if you back because he doesn't know if you actually backed or if you're just hiding for him, right? So that's going to like literally leave the wave like simmer right here, and it's going to slowly push, and you're going to come back. Guys has 3 kills. You obviously have a kill and all that, right? You're going to be much stronger than them, which means you can just literally break the freeze up there, crash it, and then just control it from right here. And then you can do whatever the fuck you want with the wave, right? But like all the time you waste, like you don't value the time of the game. Like how you view the game is essentially like, oh, I'm just gonna like push this because I have to crash before I back, right? Like that's not how the game works. Like the getting out on the map as fast as possible is much more important than it is actually crashing in the wave because you lose the control of the next wave. Like right now, what is gonna happen? Like, obviously you can't control Kai'Sa, so here, like, you have to push, because she pushes.
But yeah, she was also pinging for a dive as well, and said she was spot, so maybe that's why we decided to stay as well. Like, I would have pushed it in anyway, that's not the point. I guess that's bad. But, like, we also were looking to dive him with Sejuani. Like, you see us walking up, but then we see Nidalee.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to dive when you don't know where the enemy jungler is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that like all of your kills come from the enemies literally walking into your hooks?
No, my hooks are really good.
Okay, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I try to, like, I do it more often, like, to flay into hook, because that's, of course, like, much better.
Yeah, but it's never like, your kills don't come out of, like, a proper 2v2 or, like, a good roam, it just comes out of, like, them literally, like this, the brand kill there, like, he just literally walked into it. Like, stuff like this, like, I don't know. What do you do now? Sorry, I'm drinking some water so my mouth doesn't dry up.
That's fine.
So what do you do now? Oh, this is fine.
Right here, I wanted to go on brand, but like I didn't because we didn't know when Nidalee was.
That's fine, that's fine. If I don't say anything, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I see a reasoning, but... Oh, don't ever do this. Don't ever leave the ward kills for the ADC. Ever.
But we share gold, right? So it's...
yeah, actually, yeah, these wards work like that, yeah, sorry. I mistook them for the pink wards. This is where my, like, not meaning support comes in, like, where, I understand how, like, the gold works on the fucking the wards. Look, here you should just leave. And just move to mid. Like, there's no reason for you to be sitting here. As soon as this
Yeah,
whole like
I was really late on this rotation.
yeah, like
Like, was really bad.
like she's late. You're like in another dimension. Like if you
No,
were
I can
there,
roam it. That's fine. I can get there fast.
you need to
I
be
can't
there.
stop.
You need to be there before like when the okay. I'm gonna tell you when you should have moved here. So we spawn her here. This is it. Move. This is all. You just move now.
Yeah.
So right now you should be like, as she's here. She's here. You should be like right there. And then you could have maybe got there in time to like actually do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a knock. I guess it's okay, but for now.
Yeah, I placed it ward to see if Brand would rotate that way. But Brand didn't rotate.
Hello? How? What? Explanation? Please tell me this is not your control ward.
It might be.
It definitely is your control because you had two and now you have one. So like, listen. First and foremost, this bush is already warded. Secondly, never ever place control wards in places they're not gonna stay for more than a minute. Only place them in either places you can protect, which is your jungle entrances and river and all that, because you're ahead, right? Or B, places that they're not gonna check, which is often like places like this, or even this sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, places like that, or like, this is a good bush, right? Where my X is there, like that bush, right? Or like even this on both sides is better. Like this is literally the most common bush to pass through.
It was the only ward I had. Like I didn't have.
But it was warded already. Hello?
It wasn't warded.
It was warded. It was 100% warded.
Oh wait, it was. Yeah, but I wanted to. Then I wanted to check Frixen, I guess. I don't know.
It's like, you have your sweeper up.
Yeah, but like we were looking, like if we thought maybe they are behind the turret recalling, and we can collapse on them.
But you have you have your sweeper up. Why are you pink warding
this?
Yeah,
but if we are looking to collapse, I don't want to go and sweep and clear the ward.
You don't clear the ward, just sweep to see if they have vision or not. If they have already vision, and if you walk up here and you place the pink ward, right? They already know you're here because they've seen you walk up. If you walk up sweeping, you see the same exact result. You don't kill the ward, you just sweep through. You know they saw you, and you will keep walking. That's literally it. Another thing is, you should never be ever be here in a million years, because look what's coming up. The fucking mountain dragon with Sejuani on your team. See how conditioning would be really useful here, but obviously you can't control dragons. Like, just as a thought for you, you know what I mean? And like, so here's the thing, okay? You should never ever be up here trying to dive something when dragon is coming up in less than 10 seconds or whatever, like less than 15 seconds, right? You should never like place our pink ward here in no matter the situation, especially when you have your sweeper up. Now lastly, like this vision is okay. Like this is useless because it's gotten past the point where you're never gonna be in laning phase. Like it's past 12 minutes. That means you're like not gonna be in the laning phase. If you are, you're just gonna be like push out and go out, push out and go out. That's what's gonna happen, right? Like the guys are gonna push out and move mid, push out and move mid. So this ward is like virtually useless.
That's good for Drake, right? Because like
no, there's a way much better ward for Drake if you want to ward this entrance. You ward right here. Because then you see them on the crags and you see them way before, right? So you know exactly what to expect. You don't ward here because this is, and you also see them. This just protects them from entering the dragon, which, again, like, it's not much different from this one, which is also really bad. Like this is useless. Like these two wards are like that one. The one up there is really fucking good. Like this is really good when they have a Nidalee, like a really good ward, because this is like they walk through here, right? Like a really fucking good ward. Here would be a better choice because here it's they're gonna pink ward it like 9 out of 10 times in your elo, and like here it's useless because if you want to see them entering, you place it deeper because you're that ahead where you can just place it here, which means if Nidalee is gonna be pathing through Krugs, you're gonna see her. If she's gonna be entering here, if anybody else is gonna be entering here, you're gonna see them. If they enter through here, this is where you should have placed the pink ward, right here. Like this would be a good spot because then you can see that, or you can just literally place a simple ward here as well, and that's still good enough. But like these two wards are like a complete waste. Like I would never place them, especially when dragon is about to spawn, which means you're gonna need a ward. You might end up needing an extra ward to pop here for like a fight. You know what I mean? You still have you're most likely gonna have the control ward unless you're gonna drop it here. But like Another thing is Dragon is spawning and you place a pink ward here, which means you're gonna lose a pink ward here.
But
That's just
I
inefficient
did
use.
have another pink ward left.
Yeah, but that's inefficient use, right? Like, so right now you have a pink ward here, right? So that's 75 gold here. 75 there. You placing a ward here.
You wasted 150 gold. Basically.
Yeah, you wasted 150 gold, exactly. That's minus 75. And that is minus 75 as well, because this is now the disappearing, right? And then if you end up doing Dragon, you're gonna need to place another one. It's gonna be 225 in total, because you're gonna place one more, right?
Yeah.
So you just wasted 220.
You wasted a kill in gold.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, literally. When you know they had a good setup here. Like, why not? Like, there's no reason to be mid right now, right? Like, you should be like. Another thing is, like, I know you're gonna be like, oh, my team doesn't rotate, my team doesn't do anything. Like, I'm just following my team. Like, if you're gonna be playing support in solo queue and you want to climb, motherfucker, better be making those calls on those dragons and those like invades and all that shit. That's your job. Like, time those summoners, make those calls and all that. Makes those like you have to be the one that get your team here, because everybody else is too busy like jerking themselves off trying to get CS. So like the least you can do is like get your team up here, like because I don't see any pings on the fucking dragon. Like, how is this diamond elo and a team with a Sejani when they're ahead doesn't decide to go for like a mountain drake here? Like, it's just beyond me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I guess like the bot pressure just made us make a mistake. Like the enemy bot was on a bot turret, which made Fizz want to collapse on them over doing dragon.
Yeah, just like that should never be like a viable option. Where it's like I want to collapse on them because overdoing the dragon. Like right now you should be on the dragon still. Like that bitch, like that doesn't matter. Just leave her.
And it's really risky. Like if that bot lane has prio on us, like they are out the turret, like it's risky to do dragon, right? Because
how you with your whole team? If somebody collapses from you, from 2 people from this side and then 3 people from this side, you're gonna win that fight every time if there's 5 here. Because you can just literally run down one side or the other side. And the other side is gonna be stuck. You can't sandwich people in League of Legends. Especially if it's like Brand and fucking Jin, 2 squishy members. Like, fucking Sejana just drops her big fucking flail at them, R's them, and then that Fizz ulti. Renekton rolling into them. Kai'Sa, R, York, you like, there's no way they can actually approach you.
Yeah.
And like, what are they gonna fucking throw at you? Brand's little fucking fireball?
Yeah, like we ended up not doing this dragon, I think, because it was just like too risky.
Yeah,
like,
because you already fucked up. Like,
yeah.
But look at where you placed another control board and exactly where it was before. So now you wasted 225 gold.
Yeah, but you don't need gold to support.
Okay, sure, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I stayed out of this pit because like
you shouldn't even be here. This is like this is like suicidal. Like they see Fizz up there. Like they just saw him here clearing the wave, right? They knew Renekton was slow. Like this is suicidal for you to be here. You should have been back and like as soon as that fight happened, you should have backed and just like reset and just rush to Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think they end up taking it. Pretty soon.
Yeah, I wonder why. So now here's the thing, okay? So once you're back, it's obvious they're gonna take the dragon, right? Like, because you saw them here, you saw Brand clearing a ward here, right? And they just reset and you're back. You should never be walking this way because there's nothing to fight over here now. Your pathing should have been here to set up for the Herald vision. That should have been your pathing in my eyes. Like, there's no reason to be here. Like, you're not fighting over anything. Like, you're not just walking without a purpose. That's what you're doing. Like, ooh, we're collapsing on people. Amazing. Like, how needed are these fights? Like, how needed is this? Like, be honest with me. Like, how is this needed?
Yeah, like even if we kill them here, we can't. Like, we can only get the Herald. Like, it's not much we can do.
Yeah, but like, would it not be better to just set up the vision around Herald? So, like, you can just get it for free, or like, you can actually look for a fight around Herald, not just like this. Like, this is not needed. Doesn't give you anything. So obviously you die here. Then when again your bot side, when like the objective is on the top side, there's no reason to be here. Like,
but Herald at this point isn't that important, right? Like the plates are down.
Okay. So what is important here? If Herald isn't important, so what is so important in bot side right now? Explain to me.
Kai'Sa being able, like Kai'Sa is pushing up to the turret, so I want to get vision so she doesn't get clapped, basically.
Huh? Mate,
I don't know. I think I'm just trying to make it like I don't want to be bot lane with Kai'Sa because she needs solo XP.
I'm sure this ward is gonna save her from getting clapped if they're collapsing onto her. I'm 100% sure of that, man.
Yeah, that's
okay, let me ask you this,
just
okay?
Run around like chicken, I don't know.
If you say Herald is not that useful, okay? What's more useful, a free Herald or literally nothing?
But like all I can do is set up the vision, right? Like,
Yeah, or
spam
what
the
are you doing
Herald.
right now? You set up the vision and then you at least know what's happening on the side of the map that there's the objective on. Like right now you're not achieving anything. Like, congrats man, you're having the time of your life just walking around, like, you're not even gaining XP, you're not like setting up anything, like this is just like useless. Like what are you gonna do? Like if the whole enemy team runs collapsing, you're like, what are you gonna do here? Like fucking bob them up? Like guys
Yes.
like I don't see the thought process.
We can 2v5, but guy says 8-1. We can 2v5.
Sure man, you can 2v5, like I can get challenger rank 1 every season. I
Yes.
believe man, you know.
Yeah, being topside for the Herald is better.
Yeah, because there's nothing here, like absolutely nothing. And like if you actually pinged it and you actually tried to go for it, right? I guarantee you that like your team would have played more topside than like this. And Renekton being botside would be so much better for you here. Like
Yeah,
he's
but
not.
at this point, like Renekton was really mad and he didn't want to play. Like that didn't help. Like he
Obviously
was
that
saying,
doesn't
like
help.
early game, Sejuani pinged that she was on the way, and then she ended up not coming, and he died. And at that point, he just like this fight was really bad because he just got collapsed on from the like behind.
I mean, you didn't do much wrong. I would not flash. I would just like die instead. But like everything else, you pretty much played exactly how I wanted you to play that. Like you protected your ADC. You tried to protect like your backline and all that stuff, right? Your ADC obviously dived the backline of the enemy.
But I just was like a bad fight in general.
Yeah, like but like that just that your team just wanted that. Like there's like that one. I'm not gonna put like pin it on you. Like right now, you shouldn't be mid. You should be looking to set up this vision because Dragon's gonna be spawning in like a minute, I guess, or like 1.5 minutes. So like at least you can like try to stop some vision. Obviously, not gonna contest it because now they have the mid game spike, but like it's still more useful than being here, right? You can just let guys get solo XP. Like this is good what you're doing right now. Like, this is good. This is all good. Like, yeah. See, 1 minute. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I should have been that way.
Yeah, you should have kept going because you knew they were not in the river because of this, right? But like, see now you get there, but like, see how like you come to the right decision, but like 3 years too late. Told you this is gonna get ping forwarded eventually. Like, this basically always gets ping forwarded in high elo. So like in your elo, they should get like 100% be ping forwarded as well, because that's fairly high elo. Diamond is. Like it's not like it's top 1% or some shit. Like here,
like, I know, look, like I have friends in like silver, and to them I'm like a god at this game. But yeah, to anybody like above diamond 2 or something, I'm like the biggest noob.
yeah, just relative, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I die, but I don't know. I don't know what the correct play was here because we like need to stop the rift.
You know what's funny? The second Rift Herald is so useless. What happened here? Would have been nice if they didn't have it, if you did, right?
Yeah. And then I just die.
Like, I mean, you shouldn't have suicided for the Herald because you can't stop it anyway, so like, you should just let it take the turret. Like, that's like what you should have done, and then besides that, well, you were dead, right? No, let's see where you headed. Yeah, you should be headed topside 100%. There is no reason to be head. Hello?
Yeah, but like it's me versus them at Baron. Like I can't stop them at Baron.
You need to at least get some vision. Like if you die here, nothing changes. They still get Baron. Like what changes with you dying here? Nothing. But like if you get like if you just rush there and you get like a ward, maybe you at least know like okay, maybe somebody's slow or something like. Or like you at least know like what's happening if they're actually on the Baron. Like how far into it are they? Like all that stuff, right? Obviously it's fucking gone like 100%, right? But like you dying here doesn't change anything. Like Baron, like how is this useful when you already seen the Baron die?
Yeah.
And then just like fuck it.
I'm resetting, so it doesn't matter. Like I get another charge.
I mean, fair point. Like that's a fair point. But like, why are you resetting? For what? At this point, the game is lost. Like basically, because you have like I don't even know what the fuck you do at this point.
At this
like,
point, we were typing more than playing.
that's just a League of Legends, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is over. Oh, you went for the flash play when everybody's dead.
Kai'Sa Kai'Sa's still alive. But like yeah, he gets popped.
Yeah, fair point. Kai'Sa is alive, but like I don't think Kai'Sa can carry this fight. And then obviously, well, the game is over, right? Do you have any questions?
Was it my fault? Like I know like it's not that simple, but
Yeah, it's not
like
that
if we
simple.
had a top laner that wasn't baby rating and just like he lost lane, that's fine. But if he doesn't go 1-8 and refuses to like actually participate, like would that have mattered, right?
I mean, if okay, so you could have made a difference by like getting onto the, like you could have. I'm not gonna pin this guy like raging onto you, but like if you actually made an effort to like go for objective plays, if you actually made an effort to like get your team together for like those dragons, all that stuff, like actually like try to like keep him together and like make him stick together and all that, like actually use your pings and all that, like maybe he would have like seen the light at the end of the tunnel, you know what I mean? And like in lane, you kind of just played like really fucking bad. If I'm being completely honest, your laning phase was like horrid, like it was rancid. And like besides that, like you played decently mid game. Like your vision setup is a bit like flocky, but like again, like it's very difficult to like play out of this position where like you can't really peel for your ADC because she dives the backline, which she shouldn't even fucking do as Kai'Sa. Like I know Kai'Sa has that ability, but like she should just stay back and like keep kiting in the specific scenario. And like you kind of have no idea what you want to do in the game. That's your main issue. If I'm being honest, you have no idea like if you want to go like this dive mid, like how like dragon is spawning, then you're like diving mid, like this doesn't make any sense, right? Or like not going for a rotation from here. Remember, like stuff like this. It's like what you could have made a difference. Like if you got here fast enough, maybe like the fucking Renekton gets like a double kill here, and then you like he just doesn't quit, right? Like doesn't rage quit on you. Like there's so many like things you could have done much better, like to put your team in a better position to succeed. But like no, none of us are perfect, and like if this was like a Diamond 4 game, which it was, right, and you play like this, you should win like 60% of your games. Like that, simple as that, right? But like if you play actually like the right way, you should win 75% of them at least in this EVO. Because like you could have definitely made a difference, but it's not like I'm gonna pin the loss on you because there's definitely more stuff that went wrong than just like you missing a couple hooks or missing a couple rotations or like missing like a dragon play. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of other stuff that went wrong. Any other questions?
Yeah, like how can I improve the positioning in lane? Because
Okay, I'll just keep it into two simple rules. Okay. Always be. I'm just gonna go back here. Always be in one line with my ADC horizontally, right? And that's number one rule. So if they're right here, I'm gonna be right here. If they're right here, I'm gonna be right here, right?
horizontal, like to
Like
the lane.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, right? Right now you would be like right here. But obviously this is fine still. Like this is no big deal. But like
it doesn't have to be exactly, but like about.
Yeah. That's number one, and number two is like always positioning based on the enemy support. So like if the enemy support is Brand, you want to be on the same side as Jin, because what that does is essentially like there's also going to be one engager, one disengager, which in this case it's a bit flonky because it's Brand and it depends on his abilities. But like most of the time there's going to be one disengager, one engager, right? And you're obviously going to be engager most of the time, except when you're into Leon or Nautilus, right? Or like even Rel. And then if you're the engager, you position on the same side of the lane, like vertically of the lane, right? As the enemy ADC. So if the enemy ADC is right here, you're right here. Because there's then no minion wave in between you, right? And you can look for easy hooks, easy pokes, all that stuff. And if you're into like a Leon or something, you position on the opposite side of the enemy ADC, because then the Leon is on the same side as you, and then she can't just go on your ADC for free, right? She has to go through like a big minion wave to get to him. And you can obviously poke her for free because she's melee, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And that's for engaged sports. Like I don't play many enchanters, but different for enchanters, right?
Yeah, the enchanters are mostly disengagers. Like if it's a Janna here, right? This is a Janna. You just stay on the same side as Jin and just attack Jin, because obviously you can't stay on the same side as Janna because she's gonna poke you out, right? And you're never gonna be able to trade her because of her shields and stuff, right? So, but you can get a free engage on Jin almost every time, because if Janna is right here and Jin is like H is right here and you're like right here, there is no minion wave in between you, right? But if you're right here, there's a whole fucking wave in between you and the Jin, right? So that means you can't engage and you just get poked out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I want to go over another game, so I'll like do the order thing.
If
we can.
Yeah, just give me a bit.
Like,
yeah, go on, sorry.